Hey, what's good with y'all? This is the girl I could not figure out 1.5. I know a lot of y'all did not see this video because y'all probably looked at it like, man, I'm not trying to sit here and watch this 39-minute video, but mind you, this is one of my first story times, so I didn't know how to tell it in a good amount of time. I was just talking for mad long. I didn't realize how long I was going. But if y'all don't want to watch my first video, I'm gonna give y'all a brief synopsis, right? I met this girl inside this McDonald's. Her name was Tia. We started talking a little bit. Come to find out, this girl lives down the block from me. Like, this is my house, then there's a street, then it's her house. So she lives mad right there next to me. I never seen her before until this day, which is weird because she lived there for mad years. I lived over here for mad years. I never seen her. So in my head, I'm thinking like, yo, this is a sign from above. This must be the girl who I'm supposed to get with. She's supposed to, we supposed to have some type of relationship, because how did I just randomly run into her in this random McDonald's and you live right next to me? We never seen each other. This is fate. But it doesn't really go down like that, the way how I was thinking. Unfortunately, Tia is not really that interested in me like I am with her. I'm doing a bunch of things to try to get her to mess with me, and we go out once, but after that, we don't really have that much of a relationship. It's more like I'm just chasing her, and I'm doing a bunch of things to try to get her to wanna get with me. Pretty much. Mind you, I'm 16, 17 at this time. She's 16, 17 at this time. So this was a long time ago. But pretty much from the first part of that video where I'm about to start off at, I started texting Tia. You know what I'm saying? I was texting her a lot, and I was just sending her a bunch of memes. I remember I was sending her mad memes and, trying to make her laugh. And Tia, on the other hand, isn't really paying me that much attention. I would text her on a Thursday. She wouldn't text me back until next Thursday. And I'm just kind of taking it like, all right, I'm going to keep going. Eventually, she's going to start wanting to talk to me because I'm just being persistent. I'm thinking I'm applying pressure. That's what I'm thinking. But in actuality, I'm just being annoying, because you can't really apply pressure to somebody who's not interested in you. In that case, you're kind of just hitting a brick wall. Like, you're not really doing anything. One thing I feel like I always felt like I always had conversation. Like, I always had good conversation. It was never like a boring day when you're talking to me. I felt like, even from back then, even though I was like awkward, sometimes weird, whatever back then, I still never was boring. But if somebody's not really wanting to talk to you like that, it's not gonna go, regardless of how interesting you think you are or whatever. Somebody doesn't want to talk, they just don't want to talk. But Tia's still responding. Like I said, she's still talking a little bit. I'm trying to get to know her more into her life, but she's just kind of keeping me at a distance. She responds when I text her at a certain time, but she's keeping me at a distance. So I remember thinking like, okay, I'm gonna do some investigation to see if I could figure out some more things about Tia. I remember I was looking at her Facebook. She never even gave me her social media. I just somehow found it. This is when Facebook was really active back then. I looked on her Facebook. I was scrolling on her statuses. I was just trying to look for like videos, pictures of her statuses to see if maybe I could get some type of information on Tia. I don't even know how I thought that this would help, because if she wanted me to be in her world, like her life and what she got going on, she would just tell me it in conversation. There's really no need for me to go looking to try to find some info about her. Like, it was just kind of like dumb of me to do it. But that's just what my mind was thinking, like, hey, let me go and look at this girl's social media, which of course was a terrible mistake, because I was seeing things like, yeah, this was a different girl from who I was texting. Like, I did get to see more about Tia, a side of her that she was not showing me, but I didn't like it because I'm just like, damn. Like, for example, I got to see some people that she interacted with, some photos of her. I seen a video of her play fighting with somebody, with some boy, I guess, that she was cool with, and it got me so tight. I was like, yo, bro, she's over here play fighting with this boy, but she can't even text me back like that. She can't even give me no good conversation with her. I was just tight, bro, which that was actually an old video anyway. That video that I did see of her was mad. She was younger than what she was from when I was talking to her. It was years ago, so it was like I was mad at an old video. I seen she had some person, I guess, had her password, and it was like some guy who was crip or whatever. He had a bunch of like, you know, I think he wrote in her bio or something, like a bunch of stuff like, yo, RP the guys, da. I seen her cover. She had PNB Rock as her cover, so I guess she messed with PNB Rock's music, something I didn't even know what type of music she liked. She never really told me. It was just a bunch of different stuff that I was seeing, and I was just thinking like, damn, like I'm talking to this girl, but I'm really not getting next to this girl. So it was just making me, you know, I was kind of doing it to myself. Like, you're doing it to yourself, because it's like, bro, why are you looking at this girl's social media? If she wanted you to have it, she would have just gave you her social media in the first place. Like, yo, here's my Facebook. Or I think Instagram was around at that time too, but Facebook was a little bit more active. She could have just gave me her Instagram or whatever, and, you know, it would have been that. Or just, like I said, in conversation, I would have knew more about her if she wanted to tell me that information. She didn't want to tell me, so it's like I should have just took that and said, yo, chill out. Why am I going looking at stuff, trying to, like, that's not helping my situation at all. I was just being like stupid. Like, I was just being mad naive, thinking like, oh, just because I met her, I like her, she's supposed to just be mad in love with me and only wanna talk to me type thing, which she didn't even really like me in that way in the first place. So I didn't tell you guys this in the first video, but I did confess to Tia one day. I remember I wanted to bring her on my block, but what ended up happening, I called her one day. I used to call her a lot of times and she would not pick up, but you know me with my applying pressure personality, I kept trying to call her. And this one particular day, she answered the FaceTime call, and I was like, yo, what's up, Tia? What you doing? She was like, I'm just doing my homework, chilling. And then I told her, like, hey, you know, I like you. I want you to be my girlfriend. Something along the lines of that. And I remember she gave me the response I already knew. It's like, she said something along the lines of, oh, I am not looking for a relationship right now. I'm just focusing on me. I'm sorry. And I just knew, like, man, she does not like you, bro. Because if a girl says that to you, I'm not gonna lie, that pretty much means that you and her are never gonna be in a relationship, bro. Because if I'm keeping it a stack, I never had a situation where a girl said that to me and months down the line or a year down the line, we ended up getting together. If she says she's not looking for a relationship, I'm focusing on me, pretty much means she doesn't like you. I'm not saying that she's lying, because that might really be the case, but she would not say that to somebody that she might see potential in being with. If she says that to you, pretty much means it's never happening. Now, that was opportunity for me to say, okay, I should just fall back because obviously she does not like me. Instead, I still, despite I was upset for a second, I remember she even texted me after we got off the phone, was like, hey, you know, I'm sorry, like, this is just, you know, situation, this is what I'm thinking at the moment. Whatever she said, she was just saying, I'm sorry. And I said it in my head, like, oh, it's cool, but I thought about not saying nothing to her no more, but I didn't, and I kept going. Even after that, I still was texting her every day after that. Even after she said, I don't want to be with you, I still kept texting her, bro. And it's like, that, again, is just me doing it to myself. Because if I would have just, I could have stopped right there. Right when she said that, I could have just walked away, which you should do. I didn't do it, though. Mind you, I'm just telling y'all a bunch of things that happened in this duration of time that I forgot about happened. It's not like how in the first story, this was like a sequence of events. This isn't happening one after the other, but this is just stuff that I'm remembering. This was the last thing, right? I remember that happened that I didn't tell y'all. I had wrote these fake divorce papers for me and Tia. Like one day, it was one of those days I was trying to like text her and stuff like that, and she was taking mad long to respond. So I thought it would be funny, like, you know, would make her laugh if I sent her these pictures that looked like a divorce paper that I wrote out by hand, which is crazy. I wrote this down. I was like, yeah, I'm divorcing you, Tia, because you're not being a good wife. You're not communicating with me properly. You taking mad long to text me back. Da, da, da. And she said something like, bro, I didn't even know we was together. Da, da. I was like, yo, I'm kidding, bro. Chill. Like, it was just mad stupid. Like, what are you doing? Like, you sending divorce papers to a girl that you're not even with. Like, it was just like, I don't even know what I'm doing at this point, bro. I'm just trying to, you know, I was trying to go off of the comedy. Like, man, if I could make this girl laugh, maybe she'll want to talk to me. That's why I kept thinking, like, I'll make her laugh, maybe she'll want to talk to me. But because that was just my personality. That still is kind of my personality to this day. Sometimes I just like, you know, I like to laugh, I like to joke around. But it didn't work on Tia, bro. That's pretty much the last thing of the stuff that I forgot to tell y'all in the first story. Besides that, you know, if you didn't see the end of the first part of that story, pretty much, I still advise y'all to go see the first video so y'all could get the full concept of what was going on. But how me and her stopped talking at this one point, I was telling her like, yo, come over, like, not actually come inside of my house, but like come so we can hang out, because remember, we live right next to each other, but never hanged out. We never hung out. Like, we only hung out that one time when I went to take her to the movies, but other than that, we never hung out after that. And we was talking for at least like 5 months, like not talking, but like I was texting her for like 5 months and we never linked up. So I was getting fed up in my head, and I told this in the first story, like, I wanted her to come over on my block. She agreed that we was gonna hang out, and then when the time came, she never showed up. And then I texted her an angry, long message about how I don't like how she be treating me and a bunch of dumbness, you know. And that's when our story like came to a halt for 2 years. Because like, I'm about to make a part 2 to this story, because I did run into her again 2 years later when I was 19 and she was 18, and we started talking to each other again, which was a way better. I was acting a lot better in this scenario than from this story that I'm telling y'all. In the part 2, I'm older, things is a little bit different, I'm moving a lot better. But yeah, that's the end of part 1 and part 1.5. This was just fun fact. Again, I advise y'all to go watch the first part of this story. But yeah, that's pretty much it with 1.5. I'll see you guys again in part 2. Peace out.